Welcome back dito sa channel natin, and for today's video titingnan natin yung laro na naman ni Magnus Carlsen kung saan ay tinalo siya ng isang bata. Actually, hindi naman talaga bata. He is a teenager. So, sobrang galing din ng teenager na to, and nakuha niya pang talunin yung isa sa mga pinakamagaling sa buong mundo. Ito na.
The English opening, a grinded out endgame master.
So, yung opening na ginamit ng batang yon o ng teenager na yon is English opening. Actually, gumagamit din ako. Isa din ako sa mga gumagamit talaga ng English opening sa mga laro ko. So, mostly English opening yung ginagamit ko. Akala lang ng iba, Queen's opening, pero it's an English opening. Tinatranspose ko lang. So, eto na.
Class and a teenager slaying a grandmaster. We're not talking about Magnus Carlsen in the 2000s, but rather about Magnus getting a taste of his own medicine. The teenager is none other than NODIRBEK.
So, siya nga ang nakatalo kay Magnus Carlsen sa laro nila. Actually, it's a blitz game din ng 2021. So, tinalo niya nga si Magnus Carlsen, and siya pa ang nag-champion during the time ng 2021 Blitz Games dahil ang dami niya mga grandmasters din na tinalo si NODIRBEK ABDUSATTOROV. Napagagaling ng batang niya.
Abdusattorov, who surprised everyone at the World Rapid Chess Championship 2021, defeating Levin Aronian and Fabian Caruana. Did Magnus underestimate his opponent? Take a look at the matchup which decided the fate of the World Rapid Championship. Before we really get into this crazy story, I kindly ask you to subscribe to our chess channel and turn on notifications so that you become a member of the chess culture family.
So, credit na lang din sa owner ng video na ito. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe na lang din sa kanya. Thank you.
Thank you in advance. NODIRBEK goes for the English opening with c4, to which Magnus takes a few seconds to formulate a plan and plays knight s6, knight c3, e5, knight f3, knight to c6, and finally NODIRBEK plays e4. The opening lines would be very familiar to Magnus, but could he take it on the other end? Magnus plays bishop to b4, putting pressure on the knight. NODIRBEK strengthens the center by playing d3, but the knight is pinned to the king. NODIRBEK has had enough of the annoying bishop and decides to kick it out by playing a 3. Magnus, holding on to the bishop, plays bishop to...
Ang pinaka-main purpose kasi ng English opening is to control the center squares. So, dito, tingnan natin kung ano nangyari.
a 5. NODIRBEK chases the bishop around, attacking it with the b pawn. Magnus moves it to safety, but not for long. NODIRBEK plays the move knight to a4, targeting Magnus' bishop once again. Magnus thinks for some time and makes a decision that changes the game. Magnus decides to exchange his bishops for NODIRBEK's knights. He plays bishop to g4, threatening the knight. NODIRBEK seems to go along with Magnus' idea as the trades happen. We have a closed position, which means that Magnus' knights would do better. For now, a couple of moves later.
So, dito, in-exchange nga ni Magnus Carlsen yung kanyang bishop sa knight ni NODIRBEK. So, dito tingnan natin kung anong mangyayari.
Magnus would try to up his advantage again by offering a queen trade. Magnus does extraordinarily well at endgames.
Gusto kasi makipag-exchange na ni Magnus Carlsen kay NODIRBEK ng queen dito. Kaya lang hindi siya pinagbigyan ni NODIRBEK. Kasi alam ni NODIRBEK kung gaano kagaling si Magnus Carlsen pagdating sa endgame.
An early endgame would give Magnus a huge advantage. NODIRBEK knows this and decides to move his queen to safety. Few moves later, NODIRBEK would castle to king's side. Magnus was waiting for this cue to launch an attack towards the king's side with his pawns. NODIRBEK responds with bishop to a3, staring down at the knight, and Magnus decides to continue his attack down the flank as he plays a5. NODIRBEK takes one of Magnus' knights out for his light-squared bishop. Magnus was getting restless. Few moves later, he would offer a queen trade again, playing queen to g4. NODIRBEK would trade queens, but only on his terms. He plays queen to f5, and Magnus decided he doesn't want to trade queens anymore. Magnus castles towards the queen side, connecting his rooks. After a few moves, the two would trade one of their rooks, and NODIRBEK would see his pawn go all the way up to the g7 square. With just one more
So tingnan natin, kita natin dito kung gaano nga ka-desperate si Magnus Carlsen na atakihin yung king side ni NODIRBEK ABDUSATTOROV.
square for the pawn, there is an immense amount of pressure on Magnus. Magnus plays his queen to a7, threatening the g7 pawn, and NODIRBEK plays queen to a3, threatening to take Magnus' pawn on a4. Magnus takes some time to think as he has an important decision to make. Magnus captures the dangerous pawn with his rook and the two trade rooks. NODIRBEK then captures Magnus' pawn on h4. While Magnus managed to get rid of NODIRBEK's passed pawn, NODIRBEK would create another passed pawn. Magnus knows how dangerous things could get. Magnus reroutes his knight into action, playing knight to c5. This move moves the knight towards the action, but also threatens the d3 pawn, or does it? If Magnus takes the d3 pawn in the next move, NODIRBEK wins the knight by playing queen to a3 check. So far, NODIRBEK's bishop has been only watching the battle from a distance, and with the board becoming more open, it was finally time for the bishop to shine. NODIRBEK.
So dito, endgame na nga sila. Same pawn, meron silang tigda dalawa. Kaya lang, ang advantage is nasa kay NODIRBEK kasi nga bishop yung kanya. Sa pagdating sa endgame, usually kapag bishop yung kalaban mo kumpara sa knight is nasa yung kalamangan.
Plays bishop to c3, bringing the bishop into action. The match would go on with each move being more important than the other. Magnus starts to become uncomfortable. As the board gets clearer, the passed pawn becomes more dangerous. Magnus should have changed his strategy and played for a draw. But how could he give up doing what he does best, grinding out the endgames? Magnus finally got rid of NODIRBEK's annoying bishop. Magnus played knight to g5 check, which forks the queen and king. The only way to not lose the queen is to trade the bishop for the knight. This probably irritates NODIRBEK as he goes for a checking spree on Magnus. The game gets tighter and tighter. Both players have less than a minute on the clock. NODIRBEK puts pressure, playing a
So pressure na din kasi sa mga oras na ito, gawa nga ng konting oras na lang yung natitira sa kanila.
7. Despite being a pawn up, Magnus struggles to make sure the pawn doesn't get promoted. Magnus checked NODIRBEK several times, hoping for a slip up, but NODIRBEK remained calm. The position remained equal until the 63rd move, but the pressure would soon get to the world champion, who blunders playing queen to e5. But the pressure would also get to the teenager, as he missed the winning move, queen to d1, and instead played king to g4.
So, yun nga, sinabi nga dito na hindi nakita nga ni Magnus Carlsen yung kanyang magiging advantage sana is yung dapat tinira niya instead of moving forward his pawn, kailangan niyang tumira sana ng queen. Kaya lang hindi niya nakita. So, eto ang nangyari.
The position remained more or less equal again until the world champion made another mistake in the 81st move. He pushes his pawn forward playing 4. But this time, the youngster will not miss the opportunity. He would deploy his killer combo queen to d2 check, to which Magnus plays king to a1, and now the final blow queen to d.
So, ito nga nangyari. Nilagay na nga ni Magnus Carlsen yung kanyang queen sa H-file kasi gawa nga ng iniiwasan niyang ma-promote yung pawn ni NODIRBEK. So, kaya lang ang nangyari is nagkaroon ng chance si NODIRBEK na i-check yung king ni Magnus Carlsen. So, pagka-check nga is, syempre, wala nang ibang chance kundi mapopromote na yung pawn. So, kaya dito nag-resign na nga si Magnus Carlsen.
d4 check, after which Magnus resigns. And to no surprise, it's the 17-year-old that won that tournament.
So, imagine siya pang nanalo sa larong ito. Ginawa, it's a rapid and blitz tournament chess championship. Warsaw 2021. So, by that time, he is only 17 years old. Imagine. Siya yung pinakabata sa event and siya pa yung nanalo. So, again, thank you for watching the video. Hope to see you again for another video na naman na titingnan natin sa mga laro ni Magnus Carlsen, and syempre titingnan din natin yung ibang mga top grandmasters, yung mga laro nila. So again, thank you for watching and have a good day. Bye.